All right. I think that clearly with the Two of Swords being the overall here, it's about a choice that's going to have to be made here. Now, for some of you, you may literally be turning the blind eye toward what this person is doing or how they may have been acting. But I'm not really seeing anything like super bad coming out on this. But I almost feel like if they don't get their act together, you may feel like you're going to have to make a choice that you don't want to make. So you coming in with death, I think that this is you coming into the situation thinking that the situation just needs to be over with. But the thing is it's not. It's like there's a part of the relationship that's coming to an end and things are changing. We can't go back to how things were. Now, this may be somebody that you've been keeping at like arm's length, so to speak. And with the Wheel of Fortune, they may be seeing an opportunity to kind of like change things within the relationship right now. But I kind of feel like you're giving them a second chance. Because the wheel is going to show the ups and downs. Hopefully here it's a good turn of events. But I really think it's about this person needing to get their act together. So you move into the Queen of Cups and, like I always say with her, there's something on an emotional level that is pulling you into this relationship, this person. There are feelings there and you are invested in those feelings. But I think with death, you are more in tune with the way that you feel, not just about the relationship, but what you need on an emotional level. But I also think that, again, this is going to be about this person needing to show that they can be dependable and a provider. And I say that because of the King of Pentacles being there. But as far as the relationship goes, this isn't a choice that you want to make. You don't want to end the situation. But I think that you are starting to become like more aware of your own feelings when it comes to this person. Now, if you are trying to talk to them in a way that they need to understand how you feel, like if you're trying to, let them know, look, this is how I'm feeling about you, about the situation, they may not be liking it with the Seven of Wands. Now, you may be looking at this person, though, as being a little bit overly emotional, but I don't think that that's it. I think that a lot of things have changed for you in terms of this relationship, and this is what you're communicating. But with the Seven of Wands, that's them looking at what you're saying and what you're feeling as direct opposition to them, especially with the Two of Swords there. So you may be communicating, look, I have a lot of feelings for you, but I will, remove you from my life if I have to. And that's a no for them. Now, you moving into the Chariot, this is where, especially with the Ten of Pentacles on their side, where I feel like we're picking up, momentum with the relationship. I don't necessarily think that anybody is moving. I think that this person is showing that they want to have a long-lasting, stable and secure relationship here with the Ten of Pentacles. And I think that, you're looking at yourself as being like more on track, right? Because when you look at the Chariot, besides like physical movement and momentum here in victory, which is a part of the Chariot, it's really about the opposing forces coming together, and being more on track with where you want to be. And I think that they are trying to show with this Ten of Pentacles that they want the same thing that you do. Now, for some of you, yeah, it could be a conversation that may be going on in terms of where are we moving, where is somebody living, possibly buying a home, which can be the case here. But in terms of the way that you're interacting with this person, I think that you have, all of this is indicating, Libra, that you have a better sense of how you feel, where you want to go, and you're not going to give up control to the other person with the Emperor. Now, going into the King of Pentacles, looking at that between the both of you, I really think that they may have not been paying attention in terms of how you feel about the relationship, not just about how you feel about them, but how you feel about the practical issues, right? And this literally could be about somebody who's needing to get their career back on track. But with the King of Pentacles, I think that if you, let's say that you have been like the provider in this relationship, I think that they really need to step up here and start showing that they can provide something and be a little bit more dependable. Now, with the Knight of Wands, though, what I worry about here is if they're continuing to act in a way where they're not considering the consequences of their actions. Now, on the other hand, though, the Knight of Wands can suggest that once things get under control, you guys may be able to have a little bit more fun and not worry so much about the practical issues, as long as this person steps up and does their part. You know, because we could be talking about you guys being like swept up in the passion and getting a little bit carried away. But I think that you're dealing with somebody who acts abruptly. They almost have like an immediate response to everything that kind of happens between you and them, whether they're male or female. I'm just looking at, you know, the Knight of Wands and going, clearly this person has a passion and a drive. But it's like, okay, I'm acting really quickly here, not thinking about it, and the relationship may be coming to an end, but there's still the connection with the Two of Cups. And then there's this direct action and communication here with the Knight of Swords. And I really do think that the Emperor is saying that you may be tired of being the one that's constantly in control of what's going on. It's like they need to step up, man up, right? All right, so first of all, I think that the reason why you're looking at the Emperor in this situation here is because if they're coming to you as the Knight of Cups and they're not really following through on what they're feeling, it may create this situation here where the relationship may be coming to an end with the Ten of Swords. But I think that you're the one that may be bringing that to them. I think that they may be responding a little bit too quickly. Because with the King of Swords, whether you're male or female here, I kind of look at this as you in this situation. Like, not so much that you're not showing your emotional side, because you already are here. But in terms of communicating with this person, it's like they need to understand what is going on here, right? Like, if you're going to continue to act in this way, then maybe this relationship needs to be over. They may be overreacting on that. But the thing is they may be understanding you more than you think. Because with the Two of Cups, I do see, you know, for them that there's still very much, you know, this connection that they have with you. But they really need to understand where you're coming from. We can't have this like back and forth type of issue where you just kind of like randomly do things here. You need to become more dependable, right? So I think that if they are getting swept up in like emotions involving you and acting in that way, I think that you are trying to communicate to them in a logical way that you can't do that. And just because you're not responding that way does not mean that the relationship is over. Now, after that, though, you have the World and then looking at the Knight of Swords. I think that, again, they have like an immediate response to everything. But I feel like they are trying to communicate to you that, you know, they're wanting to kind of like get their life under control. And I think the World here is indicating that there is going to be at least some closure for you in this chapter in the relationship, right? That's basically what the World is. But I really feel like this all has to do with you giving this person another chance. But I still think that you're going to be in this place where you may be considering making a choice that you didn't want to have to make. And they may not have been paying attention or noticing, because I don't think that this is them. I think that this is them here with this Knight of Cups coming to you and, you know, not really thinking about how they really feel. And you've kind of had enough, you know. I don't know if I can do this again, especially with you coming in as Death. This looks like somebody that you may have a lot of fun with. The problem is that I think you kind of hit a point here where you're wondering whether or not the relationship is going to go anywhere. And this could be somebody completely new that's kind of coming in and sweeping you off your feet, so to speak. Or again, it could be somebody from the past here. But I always question the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is not necessarily a bad thing here. It is about getting kind of like caught up in the passion big time here with the Knight of Wands. And you may literally be doing some traveling, right? And meeting this person and enjoying some time together. But the Page of Wands is really about looking past appearances. So my question is what are you needing to look past involving this person? Because right now what they want to do is keep your attention focused on the excitement and the passion. With the King of Swords, I don't necessarily feel like that's you in this situation. And again, whether you're dealing with male, female, air sign, doesn't matter to me. But it looks like there is something about this person that I think that you may not be seeing or may not be wanting to notice, okay? And again, this is going to be for those of you who are meeting somebody new and getting swept away in this. I think that this person knows that they can't provide in a way that would make the relationship go anywhere because of the Ten of Wands being there. So there's something lacking on an emotional level for this person. I think that they just like the experience and that's about it. But I also think that they may be a person that loses interest quickly. Because the Ten of Wands for me is, we get involved, but the relationship goes nowhere. We hook up to release a burden and the relationship goes nowhere after that. Because you're just dropping it. That or somebody else's. The thing is with the Four of Wands, this is one of those situations where I think that you have a lot of fun together, despite the fact that they're trying to get you to look past the fact that there is something that they cannot provide for you. Which means that this may not be a long-term relationship. When you look at that in terms of strength, it's either having the strength here to continue this and realizing that all it is fun. We're just enjoying a brief moment together, the honeymoon period, right? Or is it about finding the strength here to kind of say, okay, I've had my fun, now it's time to move on. So now, my goodness, there could be a turn of events in a good way here with the Wheel of Fortune. It just depends on whether or not you have the strength to continue to do this, even though it's just fun and games. More than likely for the other person than you. So with the Chariot, I think that this is one of those situations where you get really caught up in this, and we could flip the script on this and this could be the other person, but I really think that this is how Libra is going to be experiencing this. And this could literally be due to holiday travel that this kind of situation comes about. But definitely going to be in the honeymoon period where everything seems really good. Unfortunately, with the Chariot, I think that somebody is trying to go a little bit too quickly or wanting immediate answers in terms of where this relationship is going. And really, for the other person here, it's just about the passion, the fun, the experience. And with the Seven of Wands, this is about overcoming doubts. So instead of letting the relationship end because of this person and what they are lacking or what they cannot give you, I think that you may see like a part of them that makes you think otherwise. You may be trying to see past those fears and those doubts when it comes to being involved with this person, because the wheel would suggest, like I said, that there may be a different turn of events. But can you hang in there long enough and not try to force the situation and just have fun with it while it's here, So I would say to the singles, realize that, if you're getting swept up in a new situation, a new person right now, and you're getting carried away with, how much fun this is and how good it feels, don't be too quick to try to give a definition to the relationship, because clearly this person is lacking in some way. But it's up to you, can you hang in there long enough to see if things will turn around, right? But I would say just enjoy that time together, right? If we're talking about the relationship going to the next level of commitment, that does kind of show up with the Eight of Wands. But I think that, how do I explain this? Somebody is wanting to get it to go that way. But unfortunately, there may be like a pattern that's happening within the relationship here, but somebody isn't wanting to give up. Okay, so the world is going to indicate a relationship that makes you feel very complete, which is perfect. But with the Two of Pentacles, somebody is afraid to approach another person, and I think it has to do with where this relationship is going, because with the Eight of Wands here, we're just enjoying our time together, right? Savoring the moment is what the Eight of Wands is about. But I also look at the ladder, like, where are we going to take this? Are we going to start to ascend the ladder, so to speak, in terms of this relationship? And I think that the reason why this may be coming up is because there's like this pattern that's happening. With the Four of Cups, we're talking about the routine, falling into the same kind of blah pattern, right? But with the Nine of Pentacles, this is somebody who is willing to take what they can get. So this may be like a relationship that doesn't necessarily have a definition, especially if we're talking about taking it to the next level of commitment where you do get engaged and plan on getting married, right? This may be one of those things where somebody may be wanting this, the other person may not really be, too concerned with that, right? It's almost like looking at a situation with a person who would say to you that marriage is just a piece of paper. But clearly this is one of those relationships that, it may be good the way that it is. It's complete the way that it is. There is nothing that we need to do to take it to the next level, but somebody else feels that way. And I think that, it's not a Ten of Cups situation where somebody is not, letting the other person know that they're not happy. But I think that, you're comfortable with the routine, with the relationship. So why change it? That's what I want to say. And the other person is like, okay, I'll take what I can get here with the Nine of Pentacles, because this is about one of those things where it's either about somebody that doesn't want to say it's a relationship or doesn't want to give it a definition, but you have another person who is obsessed and will take what they can get. They're not wanting to let go. But with the Six of Swords, I do think that there is an attempt to kind of like bridge the gap here, so to speak. Where are we taking this, right? It's more to somebody else, and they want to see that kind of new beginning with this Ace of Pentacles coming out. And I think it may be an opportunity for some of you to kind of give this relationship a definition, especially if you decide to get engaged. Because with the Ace of Pentacles, it's more than sex. It's more than that. This is, we're going to be together for a really long time. So let's start the process of forever, so to speak, right? So with the Queen of Cups here, one of the things that I say with the Queen and the King of Cups in this deck, somebody loves you. They love you, okay? There are a lot of feelings that are going on there. There is romance, there is compassion, there is empathy. But in terms of, somebody approaching the other person about where the relationship is going, they may be hesitant. But yet they keep putting it out there. Like, I understand that you're fine with the relationship the way it is and that you're okay with the everyday routine that you have in this relationship. But they're like, hey, let's see, right? Let's see. And you're like, oh, no, I'm fine with it. It's fine. I'm just enjoying this right now. But I think that they're willing to, take what they can get as far as what you are willing to give them, but they're definitely going to continue to try to get you to, see that we can start something a little bit more realistic.